Welcome to the Solved Assignment video for IGNOU BPCC106, applicable for BAPCH, Bafpc students. This content is for the July 2025 to January 2026 session and is in English medium. Please note this solved assignment is for guidance only. Students are strongly advised to study the official course material and prepare their answers independently. Before starting, carefully read the assignment question paper to ensure you answer for the correct session. Keep the question paper with you, read all subparts carefully, and adhere strictly to the prescribed word limit. Assignments must be neatly handwritten using only blue or black ballpoint pens. Avoid overwriting or using correction fluid. Before submission, revise thoroughly and strictly follow all IGNOU guidelines. Create separate folders for assignments and tutorials. Best of luck. This section covers Assignment 1, with questions to be answered in about 500 words each. Question 1 asks to describe the contribution by British empiricists in the development of psychology. Their ideas, especially the concept of tabula rasa, laid the foundation for scientific psychology by emphasizing experience and sensory perception. British empiricists developed the theory of association, proposing that complex ideas form from simple ones. This influenced associationism. Their emphasis on observation and empirical evidence contributed to the scientific method, encouraging psychology to become an experimental science. This tradition also laid the groundwork for modern learning theories and behaviorism. While British empiricism had limitations, such as underestimating biological factors, its focus on experience and association was foundational. Their contributions shifted the study of the mind from philosophical speculation to scientific inquiry, significantly shaping psychology's historical evolution. Question 2 traces the evolution of behaviorism and explains logical positivism and operationism. Behaviorism emerged as a reaction against introspection, focusing on objective, observable behavior. Early foundations include Pavlov's classical conditioning and Thorndike's law of effect. Watson's classical behaviorism formally began the movement, emphasizing environmental determinism. Neo-behaviorism, led by Hull and Tolman, introduced intervening variables to the stimulus-response framework. Skinner's radical behaviorism focused on operant conditioning and functional relationships between behavior and environment. Logical positivism influenced behaviorism by requiring scientific statements to be verifiable through observation, reinforcing objectivity. Operationism defined concepts by the procedures used to measure them, promoting clarity and replicability in research. Behaviorism, reinforced by logical positivism and operationism, established psychology as an objective scientific discipline, contributing significantly to methodological rigor. Assignment 2 features questions answered in about 100 words each. Question 3 covers functionalism, an early school that focused on the purpose or function of mental processes in adapting to the environment. Influenced by Darwin, functionalism broadened psychology's scope and laid the foundation for applied psychology. Question 4 describes cognitivism, a major approach that studies internal mental processes like thinking and memory. Emerging from the cognitive revolution, it views the mind as an information processing system, expanding psychology's depth and scope beyond behaviorism through controlled experiments. Question 5 is on the law of effect, proposed by Thorndike. It states that responses followed by satisfying consequences are strengthened and are more likely to be repeated. This law is fundamental to modern learning theories and the principles of reinforcement in behaviorism. Question 6 discusses the collective consciousness, a concept by Emil Durkheim, referring to the shared beliefs and values that bind society. It shapes individual thoughts and behavior by defining social norms, highlighting the importance of social context in understanding psychological processes. Question 7 explains the law of pragnance, a Gestalt psychology principle. It suggests the mind perceives stimuli in the simplest and most meaningful form, emphasizing the active role of the mind in organizing perception. This principle supports the idea that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Question 8 introduces positive psychology, a contemporary movement focused on human strengths, well-being, and optimal functioning, rather than only disorders. Developed by Martin Seligman, it emphasizes scientific study of positive emotions, resilience, and happiness, contributing to a growth-oriented psychological perspective. It is advisable to write tutorials in your own words after conducting thorough research to achieve good marks. Remember to make a separate folder for your tutorial work. Part B covers the tutorial activities, where you must complete tasks in a coherent, organized manner with a word limit of around 700 words for each. Activity 1 asks you to summarize the key points of the provided research article on positive psychology and mindfulness interventions in nature for school students' well-being. The study involved 180 students in positive psychology intervention and mindfulness-based intervention groups, both conducted outdoors. Results showed that both interventions significantly improved well-being, gratitude, resilience, and reduced stress and negative emotions compared to the control group. The findings suggest that nature enhances the effects of these interventions, aligning with the attention restoration and biophilia hypotheses. The research underscores the importance of integrating nature-based well-being practices into educational settings for holistic student development, despite the study's limitations in generalizability and long-term assessment. Activity 2 discusses psychological thought in major Eastern systems. Hindu psychological thought, particularly in the Bhagavad Gita, emphasizes emotional balance and detached action, which reduces stress. Modern research supports that meaning-oriented action enhances well-being. Yoga, codified by Patanjali, offers a systematic framework for mental clarity through practices like breath regulation and meditation. Empirical research confirms that yoga reduces anxiety, depression, and stress. Buddhist thought centers on the Four Noble Truths and mindfulness. Mindfulness-based stress reduction programs validate these principles by improving attention and emotional regulation. Confucianism focuses on moral development and relational selfhood, supported by cross-cultural research on interdependent self-construal. Taoism emphasizes harmony and effortless action, or Wu Wei. This principle is mirrored in modern acceptance and commitment therapy, linking flexibility to lower anxiety. Eastern systems have significantly influenced contemporary therapy, including mindfulness and compassion training. The integration of Eastern contemplative practices with modern scientific methods provides a more holistic understanding of psychological well-being. This demonstrates a valuable and complementary contribution to modern psychology. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you, please like, share, and subscribe for more IGNOU guidance and assignment support.